Your living room has been the same for 2 years. You know it, I know it, and the worst part, you don't need to spend a single dollar on furniture to change that. Here's the thing nobody tells you about home decor. The pieces that make people stop and say, "Wait, did you make that?" are almost always crochet. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to make them, even if you've never held a hook in your life. I'm talking about things that go on your walls, your tables, your shelves, your floors, decor that looks like it came from a boutique store but cost you almost nothing to make. And we're doing all of it at the beginner level, so don't panic. Let me tell you something first. A lot of people think crochet is just blankets and scarves. And yeah, you can make those. But the moment I made my first crochet wall hanging and put it above my couch, 3 different people asked me where I bought it. That's when I realized crochet decor hits different. It has texture, warmth, and personality that no store-bought print or fake plant can compete with. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about the different types of crochet decor you can make, what you need to get started, and exactly how to approach each one. By the end of this, you'll have a list of projects you actually want to try, not just stuff that sounds impressive but takes 6 months to finish. Let's start with what I think is the most underrated piece of home decor you can make, a crochet wall hanging. Wall hangings are basically large, flat crochet pieces that you hang on the wall, usually on a wooden dowel or a thick stick you find outside. They can be simple or detailed, but here's the thing. Even the simple ones look incredible. You can make one that's just long, looping strands of yarn in a boho style, or you can make something with actual geometric shapes and patterns woven in. For a beginner, the best starting point is a simple fringe wall hanging. You take a dowel, cut pieces of yarn, and loop them onto the dowel using a basic knot called a lark's head knot. Then you crochet into those strands, or just let them hang freely. You can add simple crochet shapes like small circles or leaves and attach them in between the fringe. The result looks textured, layered, and very intentional, even though it's one of the easiest things you can make. The secret with wall hangings is contrast. Use 2 or 3 shades of the same color, like cream, tan, and brown, and the piece automatically looks like it belongs in an interior design magazine. Go with chunky yarn for a more modern look, or thinner yarn with more detail for something that feels more handmade and delicate. Now let's talk about table decor, because this is where things get really fun. One of the most satisfying things to crochet is a table runner. It goes right down the center of your dining table or coffee table, and it instantly makes the whole space feel more put together. A basic table runner uses simple stitches repeated in long rows, something like single crochet or half double crochet. You don't need to learn anything fancy. Just pick a stitch, pick a color that works with your table, and keep going until it's the length you want. What makes a table runner look great is the yarn choice. If you use cotton yarn, it lies flat and looks clean. If you use a textured or boucle yarn, that's the kind that has little loops or bumps in it, the runner looks rich and interesting, even with the most basic stitch pattern. So sometimes the yarn does all the work, and you barely have to think about the design. Alongside table runners, you can make individual coasters and playmats. Coasters are honestly one of the best beginner projects because they're small, they work up fast, and you can make a set of 6 in a weekend. A simple circle coaster using single crochet looks clean on any table.
Placemats are
Or
just
you
a
can make
bigger
square
version
ones
of the
using
same
a
idea,
granny square, which
you
is
can
one
make
of
a
the most
set that
classic
matches,
crochet
and
patterns
it completely
and is
changes
very
how your dining
beginner-friendly.
table looks, even if everything else stays the same. Let's move to something that people don't immediately think about when they think of crochet: plant hangers. If you have any kind of plant in your home, or even if you don't yet but you've been thinking about getting one, a crochet plant hanger is one of the coolest things you can make. These are hanging holders that hold a small pot up in the air near a window, like a little suspended garden. Now, plant hangers are usually made with macrame cord, but you can absolutely make them with yarn too. The technique is similar. You're tying and looping strands of material together in patterns that create a pocket at the bottom to hold the pot. For a crochet version, you crochet a small net-like bag using a simple mesh or open stitch, then attach long strands of yarn to the top so you can hang it. A crochet plant hanger in a neutral color like white, beige, or sage green looks stunning in any room. Hang it near a window with a small succulent or a trailing pothos plant, and that corner of your room is instantly transformed. People will walk into your space and immediately notice it. Now, I want to talk about something that often gets overlooked: crochet baskets and storage bowls. This is where crochet becomes not just decorative, but actually useful. A crochet basket can sit on your shelf or countertop, hold your TV remotes, your fruit, your yarn stash, whatever you want, and they look way better than the plastic bins and random boxes most people use. To make a sturdy basket, you want to use chunky yarn or even t-shirt yarn. That's yarn made from strips of jersey fabric, and it gives your basket that thick, rope-like look. You crochet in the round, starting with a flat circle at the bottom and then building up the sides. The result is a firm, freestanding basket that holds its shape. You can make them small for a little bowl on your coffee table, or big enough to hold a blanket or a pile of magazines. Make a few in different sizes, and they look great grouped together on a shelf. Add a simple color pattern, like stripes, and it takes the whole thing to another level without adding much difficulty. Let me also mention crochet garlands and bunting, because these are things people sleep on, and they're genuinely some of the most impactful decor items you can make. A crochet garland is a long string of small crocheted shapes: stars, hearts, leaves, circles, triangles, all strung together on a piece of twine or thin yarn. You hang it across a mantle, above a bed, along a bookshelf, anywhere you want to add a little something. It adds color, texture, and that handmade warmth that no store-bought banner can replicate. Each individual shape on a garland is tiny and quick to make. A small crocheted star takes maybe 5 minutes. A heart is the same, so you can make a garland piece by piece over the course of a week, and then put it all together. It's very low pressure, and the result is absolutely charming. For a nursery or a kid's room, a garland made of rainbow-colored little circles or stars is perfect. For a living room, you can go with earthy tones and leaf shapes. For a kitchen, you could do tiny crochet fruits or vegetables, little strawberries or lemons strung in a row. It sounds cute, and it absolutely is. Now let's talk about the floor, specifically crochet rugs. A crochet rug might sound like a big project, and honestly, it can be. But a small rug, something like a bath mat or a small entryway rug, is very manageable for a beginner if you use the right materials. The key is to use chunky yarn or multiple strands of regular yarn held together. This makes the rug thick, sturdy, and quick to crochet. A round rug is especially beginner-friendly because you start with a simple magic ring at the center and work outward in a spiral. You just keep adding stitches to maintain the circle shape, and the rug grows naturally as you go. Put one next to your bed or in your bathroom, and the whole space immediately feels warmer and more intentional. Striped rugs in 2 or 3 colors are very popular right now, and they're not hard to make. You just change colors every few rows. The stripes create a graphic, modern look that works in minimalist spaces as well as more colorful ones. There's one more thing I want to bring up: crochet pillow covers. You probably have some throw pillows already. Maybe they're fine, maybe you're tired of them. Either way, a crochet pillow cover is one of the fastest ways to upgrade the whole look of your seating area without buying new furniture or repainting anything. A pillow cover is just 2 flat crochet squares or rectangles sewn together with an opening at the back. You slip an existing pillow insert inside, and suddenly your tired couch has a textured, handmade-looking cushion on it. Make a few in different shades of the same color and arrange them together. That's the interior designer move right there. For the stitch pattern, a waffle stitch or a puff stitch creates the most satisfying texture on a pillow cover. Both of these are considered beginner to intermediate level, so if you've been crocheting for even a few weeks, you can handle them. The texture catches the light and makes the pillow look 3-dimensional and cozy in a way that flat fabric never quite achieves. Okay, so now you've got a full picture of what's possible. Wall hangings, table runners, coasters and placemats, plant hangers, baskets, garlands, rugs, pillow covers. These aren't complicated craft projects hidden behind years of skill. They're things you can actually start this week. Here's the thing I want you to take away from all of this. Your home reflects you, and one of the best feelings in the world is sitting in a room surrounded by things you made yourself, not bought, not assembled from a flat pack box, actually made with your own hands. That's a different kind of satisfaction, and Crochet Decor gives you that in the most accessible way possible. You don't need a big budget, you don't need a lot of space, you don't need a fancy setup. You need yarn, a hook, and a little bit of time. And the projects we talked about today are exactly the kind that give you results fast enough to keep you motivated and coming back for more. Start with one thing. Maybe it's a coaster because it's small and low pressure. Maybe it's a wall hanging because you have a blank space above your couch that's been bothering you for months. Whatever calls you most, start there. One finished piece leads to another, and before you know it, your whole home starts to look like you actually put thought into it. That's all Crochet Decor really is: thought, texture, and time. And you've got all three. Watch the next video to see exactly how to start your first crochet project from scratch.